Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I hope you're doing fabulous today. So listen, I am very pregnant right now. I don't know if you can even see, but I have just entered my third trimester and I decided that I should do a little overview of my pregnancy. If you are pregnant, if you are looking to become pregnant, what you can expect, or we can compare symptoms in the comment section. So I'm going to overview my first trimester, my second trimester, the good, the bad, the ugly, the in-between. So if you're new over here, please leave a like and also hit that subscribe button. Just to overview, I'm 35 years old and this is my first pregnancy. So with that being said, everything that I'm experiencing is new to me. It's new, it's out of this world, and Google has been my friend. Every symptom, I'm just on Google, is this normal, is this normal? And then what I realize is everything is normal in pregnancy. Like, everything is normal. Yes, that occurs in pregnancy, that occurs. So far my pregnancy has been healthy, let's say that. I won't say it has been good the entire time because I have had some symptoms, but me and baby, we are healthy. And if you don't know, I'm having a baby girl. I'm expecting a baby girl, so I'm excited about that. So let's get into it and let's start off with the first trimester. In the beginning, I'd say after I found out I was pregnant, the first month or so, everything was fine, because days after finding out I was pregnant, I went on my birthday trip. I went to Puerto Rico and I was good. I was having a good time. I could eat anything. But then shortly after that, the morning sickness started. And once it started, it lasted my entire first trimester, going into my second trimester. So what that looked like, I couldn't keep anything down. I was throwing up morning, noon, night. After every meal, I would wake up at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning, and I would just be throwing up. And it came down to a point where I had to have, TMI, I had to have a little bucket in my bathroom where I could sit on the toilet and throw up, because as I was throwing up, sometimes I was peeing because things are pressing against each other. And again, I'm new to this as a first time mother to be. All of this was just newness to me. So I experienced the morning sickness, extreme morning sickness. I would talk to my doctor about it and he would say, you just got to ride the wave. And he said he could give me over-the-counter things, but don't expect it to cure it. I just have to go through it and it should get better in my second trimester. So that was one. I also had heartburn. Every single thing I ate was an issue. Couldn't digest anything. Then I would throw up and I thought that would help. No, not at all. That didn't help the heartburn. When it gets really bad, or when it got really bad, I would do some Tums because the doctor said that was okay. But I didn't want to live on that every single day after every meal. So I had terrible heartburn. And with that, I could hardly sleep. So how I would sleep, I would literally sleep sitting up. That's how I would sleep at night, or attempt to sleep. And the moment I would start to doze off, I'd have to go throw up for some reason. I get up in the middle of the night and I'm just nauseous for whatever reason. And then when I woke up in the morning, it was recommended to do saltine crackers. That would help some mornings, but most mornings it didn't help, because somehow the salt and the crackers, the dry crackers, should help settle your stomach so that you do not throw up. But that wasn't helping me at all. I remember when I was going to Jamaica, when I was traveling at one point, I was at the airport like after 5 and I was just eating my saltine crackers, hopefully to settle my stomach. No, I had to rush to the bathroom. I was so weak, and at that point it was just horrible. And then another symptom was extreme nausea. So when I'm not throwing up, I'm just nauseous right through the day. If I smell anything, perfume, lotion, I had to go to fragrance free lotions. I had to stop wearing perfume because I was nauseous right through. I did make some notes so I don't forget anything. Also, a lot of saliva, and this was toward the end of my first trimester. I was having a lot of saliva, so I had to have something on my nightstand right beside me where I could spit. Again, TMI, but it is what it is. into, because otherwise I'd be getting up every 5 seconds. In my car I had to have something because just excess saliva that I could not control, and that came out of nowhere. And also I was extremely moody. That carried on into my second trimester, but I think in my first trimester it was so bad where I was crying. One minute I was good, the next minute I am just not good. I'm irritated so easily. The least good thing, I was irritated. So I was very moody, and I cried a lot in my first trimester, not because I was sad, but I remember a lot of times in the bathroom where I was throwing up and all of that, and I would just be crying, and I said, I didn't know pregnancy was like this. You know, why am I experiencing all these symptoms? Why is it so bad for me? And I would cry, and I would feel guilty, because it's not that I'm sad that I'm pregnant, it's just that everything is just new to me, and I felt overwhelmed, and I feel like it's a lot. That's basically it for the first trimester. The major thing was the morning sickness, and then that went into my second trimester where I was just throwing up and nauseous all the time, and sleepiness. Ooh, let's not forget the sleepiness. I would be sitting down watching a movie or watching a TV show, and the next thing I know, 5 hours passed, and I woke up and I'm like, what time of day is it? I would just fall asleep at the click of a finger. Just like that, I would fall asleep. I was extremely exhausted and tired and sleepy, and I would just take random naps right throughout the day. And that's the thing too, I was able to just get knocked out and sleep throughout the day, but at night when I want to sleep, I couldn't. That was when the heartburn got really bad, and I have to sit up literally and try to sleep at night. But that's it for the first trimester. Very rough, but once you can get through the first trimester, you can get through anything in life. So let's now talk about the second trimester. In the beginning, I still had the symptoms from the first trimester trailing in to the second. So I remember talking to my doctor, and I'm like, hey, didn't you tell me that everything was supposed to go away in the second trimester? And he said, you know, give it some time, it will. So after a while, once I was into the second trimester, it's like I woke up one day and realized, wait, I'm not nauseous anymore. Hold on, I can eat whatever I want to eat. I'm not throwing up anymore. So I was so happy, because now I could finally start to enjoy my pregnancy. And then I found out the gender of the baby. So I knew now I was having a girl, and I think knowing the gender, you build such a connection with your baby at that point, because you know what you're having. So that was exciting. But while the first trimester symptoms ended, I did experience some new symptoms in my second trimester, like increased urination. I was urinating around the clock, like every minute, every 5 minutes, everywhere I go, I would want to just stop and urinate. Insomnia. Yeah, I'm not really sleeping much. I still get drowsy during the day, and sometimes I don't need to sleep, but I need to rest. So I need to whether lay in the couch or lay in the bed. So I experienced that, but at nights I'm not sleeping, because the next thing is in the second trimester, your baby starts to move. And then that is just the most beautiful feeling. I can't even explain it. When my baby started to move, at first I wasn't sure, but then as she got bigger and started to move around more and I could feel it, it's just, again, that's just the way you communicate with your baby, and it's the most beautiful feeling ever. So that's enjoyable as well. So that's a positive thing. To discomfort while sleeping, so I would be tossing and turning, trying to stay on my left side, but then I notice hip pain when I'm on my left side, so I'd have to try my right side, and that's just how I toss and turn throughout the night. So that kind of prevent me from getting a good night's rest. Increased appetite. I want to eat around the clock. I'm eating more, and I'm craving more sweet things like desserts, like cake and muffins and ice cream and things like that. I did have a cheese patty craving, but that slowly subsided, and now it's sweets, which I have to take care to kind of minimize and watch what I'm intaking. But I do indulge from time to time. It is what it is. It's pregnancy, and as I say, it's my first, so I want to enjoy it, and I do give in to the craving sometimes. And then leg cramping. So I do have a little bit of cramping in my legs. Sometimes I have to get up and stand and walk around if I'm sitting for too long or I'm laying down for too long. And then where swelling is concerned, some people get swelling in their hands and feet. I haven't noticed any swellings in my hand, any swelling in my hands, but my ankles do swell up a few times, not every day, but toward the end of the day I do notice a little swelling in my ankles. And I'm trying to watch my salt intake and to drink more water, but they also say swelling is normal and you may experience that, especially going into the third trimester. The shortness of breath, I've noticed that as my belly has gotten bigger, as my girl has been growing and getting bigger, I have experienced that shortness of breath. When I'm walking around, I get tired very easily. I try to walk in the gym and all of that, but if I overexert myself, I can feel that tiredness, and I just try not to do that. But if I'm talking and I'm trying to hold my breath and talk and say a couple sentences, it's not going to work. You can literally hear my shortness of breath. And that's kind of it for, as I said, the second trimester is just it's blissful, it's beautiful, it's nice, because you're not experiencing those extremities of pregnancy anymore. I kind of got through that in the first trimester, and my second trimester was just my baby growing and moving and building that connection with her. So I loved my second trimester. Now in my third, entering my third, I know we are looking forward to meeting the baby. We're looking forward to labor and delivery, and I don't know what to expect, but I am excited to meet her and go through that journey and see what that looks like. I did start using a pregnancy pillow, which is very comfortable, but it doesn't cure like the hip pain or whatever, so I still have to turn throughout the night. I'm still tossing and turning. What I can say though is the baby movements. She is just moving up and down, rolling around, kicking, dancing. I don't know what she's doing. The movements have gotten so strong, and she is just doing her own little thing, living her best life inside and just ready to come out, because she is moving so much. And her time to shine is late at night, and that's another reason why I can't sleep, because 11 o'clock to like 3 a.m. she's up and about and bouncing. When I eat, she moves around a lot. If I'm hungry, she moves around a lot. If I drink anything cold, she's up and excited. So yeah, and that is how, as I said, we communicate. So I love when she moves around. When she's not moving, I'm like, hey, wake up. Wake up, talk to me. So when she's not moving, I want her to move. But yeah, those are the symptoms. Let me show you what the baby bump is looking like. Whew, hold on. This is my bump in my third trimester. From the side, the front, and the side. Yeah, this is what I'm looking like. And yeah, she is almost ready to come out. So, but those kind of have been the symptoms I've experienced. I'm just looking forward to meeting my baby girl now and bonding with her and doing all the cutesy stuff. Oh, let's talk about the shopping. I love doing the shopping. That's another thing that I love about being pregnant, getting all the cutesy girl stuff, which you know what it is. I'm going to be doing that a lot. But that's it for this video, guys. I love talking about my baby, and so I decided to sit down and talk about her for 20 minutes. So leave a like before you go, and if you're new, hit that subscribe button. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.